Hello everyone, welcome to back my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. As fans, we often have our favorite scenes involving the characters we love or love to hate, and when it comes to the stars, they have unforgettable ones as well. The Young and the Restless, Jess Walton recently posted a photo featuring one of Jill and Catherine's many physical altercations, and it was one that left a castmate blown away. This scene with Jeanne Cooper was pure magic, wild, funny and unforgettable, Walton stated of the infamous water fight. "We laughed so much that day. Grateful for every moment I got to share with her on and off screen. Watching the scene play out on our screens was laugh out loud hilarious. Can you imagine how it was for those watching it from behind the scenes at the studio? I remember watching this live on the floor," Greg Reichardt Kevin, Days of Our Lives Leo stated. "I hadn't been on the show for very long and was just blown away by how brilliant you both were. So committed and having so much fun at the same time. What a dream." Fans loved seeing the throwback photo, and Edie Montagano Thompson shared, "Boy, I have to admit, when you post these photos it makes me miss Jeanne so much. And I miss you being on the show too. It has never been the same." Sadly, Cooper passed away on May 8, 2013, and the legendary actress has been missed ever since. Young and Restless, Jess Walton recalls getting wet and wild with Jeanne Cooper. "This scene was pure magic." By author name. For over 4 decades, fans of The Young and the Restless have been captivated by the tempestuous, dramatic, and often delightfully outrageous lives of Genoa City's most powerful families. But what happens behind the scenes can sometimes rival, or even outshine, the most dramatic scripts. Jess Walton, who's portrayed the indomitable Jill Foster Abbott since 1987, recently opened up about one such unforgettable moment with her legendary co-star, the late Jeanne Cooper. Catherine Chancellor, describing it as pure magic. "At the heart of Y&R lies the long-standing feud between Jill and Catherine, a rivalry for the ages. Spanning love triangles, bitter inheritance battles, and more than one hair-pulling, glass-shattering confrontation, their relationship became one of the soap's most iconic storylines. But according to Walton, there was one scene that stood above the rest, a scene so outrageous, so unexpected, that even the cast and crew couldn't believe what they were filming. We were in a freaking fountain," Walton says, laughing, her voice tinged with the kind of warmth that only comes from deep affection and cherished memories. "Jeanne and I were soaking wet, screaming at each other, and just loving every single second." A legendary rivalry. Jeanne Cooper had already cemented her place as Y&R royalty by the time Walton took over the role of Jill in the late 80s. Catherine Chancellor, grand, elegant, and imperious, was Genoa City's grande dame. Jill, on the other hand, was scrappy, ambitious, and willing to claw her way up from manicurist to matriarch. The two women were oil and water, fire and gasoline, the perfect storm. "When I joined the show, I knew I was stepping into a lion's den," Walton remembers. Jeanne was Catherine. She had this presence that filled the entire studio. But from day one, she made it clear, "This rivalry is sacred, let's give it everything we've got." And give it they did. The scenes between Jill and Catherine became legendary. Slaps, screams, broken glassware, walkouts, tearful reconciliations that fell apart by the next episode. Fans were addicted. "We always said, we weren't just acting, we were dancing," Walton says. "It was a duel, yes, but it was also a duet." The fountain scene, but nothing quite prepared viewers, or the actresses themselves, for the scene. The one that would later be referred to by fans as the fountain fight. Walton vividly recalls the moment the script landed on her dressing room table. "I thought, you've got to be kidding me," she says. "We're going to fight in a fountain? Like, literally wading in, fully clothed?" But true to form, neither actress blinked. Jeanne just laughed and said, "Oh honey, if I'm going in, I'm taking you with me." And she meant it. The scene called for Jill and Catherine to confront each other outside a country club. Words would escalate into yelling, as they so often did. But this time, instead of the usual slap or storm off, the women were to end up in the courtyard's marble fountain, pushing, splashing, and delivering iconic soap dialogue soaked to the skin. "It was cold," Walton admits. "Ridiculously cold. And my shoes were ruined. But none of that mattered. We were cackling like schoolgirls between takes. The crew didn't know whether to laugh or call security." The result? Soap opera magic. The scene aired in 2003 and quickly became a fan favorite. Clips of it live on YouTube, passed around like rare treasure. To this day, it remains one of the most replayed moments in Y&R history. We didn't just make a scene. We made a memory. It wasn't just the fountain fight's absurdity that made it special. It was the electricity between two seasoned actresses completely in sync, willing to throw themselves, literally, into the scene. There's this moment, just before we both tumble in, where Jeanne looks at me, just a flicker, and we both knew. This was going to be legendary. Walton pauses, her voice thick with emotion. That's the thing about Jeanne. She didn't just act the part. She lived it. Every scene with her felt like skydiving with a silk scarf and a lipstick. Dangerous, beautiful, and so much fun. The on-screen rivalry between Catherine and Jill may have been laced with venom, but off-screen, Walton and Cooper shared a deep friendship. She was my sister, my mentor, and my sparring partner all rolled into one, Walton says. We laughed until we cried, and when she passed, a huge part of me went with her. Jeanne Cooper died in 2013 at age 84. The show paid tribute to her with a moving storyline and a rare moment of stillness, a memorial episode where actors stepped out of character to honor their colleague and friend. I remember sitting on the set that day, looking around at all of us, and just feeling this enormous sense of gratitude, Walton recalls. To have known her, to have worked with her, to have fought with her, dramatically, theatrically, hilariously. That was a gift. The legacy of Jill and Catherine. The Jill-Catherine feud shaped The Young and the Restless in profound ways. It wasn't just drama for drama's sake, it was a reflection of power struggles, generational shifts, and the complicated dynamics between women who refused to back down. It was never about just who got the man or the mansion, Walton says. It was about pride, about class, about legacy. In many ways, the storyline was ahead of its time, two older women taking center stage, carrying major plots, drawing audiences not with youth but with presence and passion. I think that's why people loved us, Walton reflects. We weren't 20-somethings in bikinis, though Lord knows, we tried, she adds with a grin. We were mature, fierce women who showed that drama doesn't have an expiration date. Still young, still restless. Though Cooper is gone, Walton remains a fan favorite and continues to appear on the show, keeping the spirit of Jill alive. And though Jill has evolved, mellowed, even, there's always a spark, a flash of that fountain-flinging, insult-hurling fire that once lit up Genoa City. I can still hear Jeanne's voice in my head, Walton says. More eyes, more mouth, let them feel it, Jess. When asked if she'd ever step into a fountain again for a scene, Walton doesn't hesitate. In a heartbeat, she says, smiling. But only if Jeanne were waiting on the other side. A final splash. As soap operas continue to evolve in the age of streaming and social media, moments like the Jill and Catherine fountain scene stand as testaments to a different kind of storytelling, one that doesn't shy away from the dramatic, the absurd, or the wonderfully over-the-top. That's the beauty of soaps, Walton says. They let you live every emotion, explore every conflict, and, once in a while, throw yourself into a fountain just because it makes for damn good television. And for fans, that scene wasn't just entertainment. It was a reminder of why they fell in love with The Young and the Restless in the first place, because in Genoa City, anything can happen, especially when two queens collide. Thanks for watching this video and please subscribe our Update World 24 YouTube channel for more update news.